What's up, guys? Action activate. Pow, pow.
Hey, what's going on? It's me, Gazbot, better known as the Gazbot Knight, here for Action Activate. And where am I? I'm at the Power Morphcon booth, San Diego Comic-Con, with
Michael Copon. How you guys doing? The Blue Ranger, Time Force.
Time Force, one of the best seasons. I think most people would agree.
Yep.
Ho, it's us. Welcome aboard. Hopefully you can hear us. Airzuki says she can hear audio from the video. Hopefully the rest of you can hear audio from the mouth of the Gazbot. Yes, Airzuki confirms. Thank you very much. I am the Gazbot Knight. This is...
Action Activate in the Bigdawg Defender.
Yeah, we kind of came in there wrong. But yes, with me as always is Action Activate, and we're here for the Bigdawg Defender.
Yep.
So welcome aboard, everybody. We got the Real Babu says, I got nothing. Immortal Red Fox says, I can hear. Airzuki, oh, okay, there we go. So everybody can hear that is here currently. So thank you for joining us live. Thank you for watching us on the replay. We are here on a Wednesday. Normally we'd be here on a Monday, but I had people in from out of town, and I was the cause of the delay. So I apologize to my co-host and to all of you. Hello to everyone. I see everybody's chatting. So what we decided to do today, instead of another review show, since we were running a little late, we're kind of going to do a rerun of something we did before, but with a little bit of a twist. Do you want to fill in on what that exactly is, Bigdawg?
Yes. So before, when we talked about the Lightning Collection, what it was what we wanted and what we, in my case, thought might happen. And this one is all, let's go at it strategically. Based on everything we've seen, what do we think Hasbro is going to do, and where do we think it's going to go in the next 3 to 6 months? So diving a little bit into that, one thing I wanted to say for those that are unfamiliar or new to the show, we're talking about figure just like this right here. This is the Mighty Morphin White Ranger from the Hasbro Lightning Collection, similar to Marvel Legends, but obviously Power Rangers. And we're going to be talking about what we think are going to come out in terms of exclusives, potential multi-packs, and just general waves down the line.
One correction I would like to make is you said in the next 3 months or something like that. I think it might go longer than that. Because we're gonna go for like the next official wave and exclusives and things.
Mm-hmm.
And I would love to believe that the next 3 months, everything we're going to talk about will come out. But I think we're looking at more like the next year or so.
Oh, well, I was thinking 3 to 6 because if we wouldn't get either confirmations or denials on these picks by New York Comic, actually no, even past New York Comic.
Right.
If anything we say is not confirmed or denied by January, then Hasbro is going bankrupt because they tell us all the time what they want us to buy.
That's true. In chat real quick, Matt Claire saying hello. Hasbro is probably bugging someone when it comes to the merchandise. And then Immortal Red Fox is just saying hi to everyone. So hello to all of you guys once again.
Hello.
So I kind of want to dive right in if that's okay with you.
Absolutely. One thing I want to say before we dive in is we are going to talk about exclusives.
Mm-hmm.
I do have an exclusive right here, 2 to be exact.
Oh,
My San Diego Comic-Con 2-pack is right here. I picked it up from the Gazbot 2 weeks ago.
Right. I, of course, had mine immediately after.
Yeah. So if chat says enough that they want me to unbox it on the stream, let me know. If not, I will take a gander later.
I'm trying to remember if I did an unboxing on the stream of mine. I don't think I did.
I don't think
maybe
you did.
I just showed the box.
Showed gold, yeah.
Gotcha. Well, actually, while we're on not gold. Oh yeah, Zeo gold. Well, we're on the subject of things that haven't been opened yet. I have gotten lucky and gotten the Beast Morpher gold and silver standard figures, and I have duplicates of these that are for the Bigdawg when I see him. But just so you guys know, I got these at Walmart because I had to go 2 different times to get enough for both of us. Both times Walmart was the success. Both times I got there just as they cracked the cases. There are 2 gold per case, only 1 silver per case. So I actually got the silver out of 2 different cases, luckily. So if you're looking for them, you're thinking about them, silver's hard to get. And then they have 2 villains that I think are also 1 per case, which probably won't be as coveted as silver. The easiest to get is the powered up red version. I think there's 3 per case. Oh yeah, Real Babu reminded me. It was the Spider-Man card that I opened up last time.
Yeah, that's right.
And then Matt Claire says, unbox it on the stream. Well, we'll wait and see if there's any more votes for that, but we'll do that at the end.
Yeah.
But so Okay,
Let's dive in.
Yeah, let's dive in. Okay, so do you want to go? We'll start with the first 4 of what we think will be a main wave. Then we'll do the one like single exclusives, and then do 2 packs, right?
Do you have the image that I talked to you
I
about the other
do.
day?
Yes, I do.
Can we pull that up for reference just as a baseline? Get the
We can't.
juices flowing.
We can. I can't leave it up while we're doing other things, but I could pull it up so we can look at it. Now here's
Yeah.
the image. It's going to be a little small. Is the only problem.
That's okay.
But
I'll talk through it. I mainly want it selfishly for myself.
This is from Power Ranger Talk, to give them credit. This is from their Twitter. They compiled an image where you could see this is everything that has come out or will come out. And I apologize, it's so small. I couldn't make it bigger, and I didn't have time.
No, all good. So just to recap, we have 4 Mighty Morphin representations so far with red, white. Oh, well, I guess armored red, white.
Right.
Actually, 5. I forgot. Armored black, pink, and
everything but blue and yellow have some representation.
Correct.
Yeah.
Oh, and Lord Zed. So we have a villain from there.
And Goldar. Yeah, they've gone heavy on Mighty Morphin.
All in. We got Zeo Gold, so there should be a Zeo down the line. And then jumping into Neo Saban, we have SPD Shadow. We have Lost Galaxy Red, Lost Galaxy Magna Defender, and 2 Psychos. Okay, 2 Beast Morphers. Let's get it going.
Okay,
don't want to forget Dino Charge.
Okay, yeah. So just again, for everybody, you kind of mumbled the end there a little bit, but for everybody, this is everything that has either come out or been officially announced will be coming out soon. It's very Mighty Morphin heavy with a little bit of dabbling here and there in other ones. And we could refer back to this because some of my picks are informed by what has come before, as I'm sure are yours.
Yep.
So let me go to Ranger Show. Okay, so let me switch off of this slideshow here. And by the way, you guys could feel free to shout stuff out in chat as well, or even in the comments below if you're watching it later. Because what we're going to do is we are going to, similar to last time, my picks are going to be on top, Bigdawg's are going to be on the bottom, but then we're going to try to unify and come up with one consensus of like, this is what we, and again, not what we want, but what we think will come out based on sales, popularity, that kind of stuff.
Yep.
Babu. Okay, Real Babu. Evox is making a house call on their audio. So they were having audio issues, but I don't think it's us. I think it's them. So
okay.
Do you want to go first or should I?
I will leave it at your discretion.
I'll go first because I actually have, as you know, I like to grab images, and like one of the only ones I have ready is my first one, and it might surprise
that works.
I went in order, chronological order, at least on my first 4.
Okay.
So I figure they're gonna definitely put a Mighty Morphin character in the next main wave.
Okay.
They have been going heavy with it, but that's their bread and butter, and that's the casual fan is going to find it, and it's sort of a guaranteed sale as long as they put one in. Because people who didn't get them, it might be their first time picking one up in a long time, and then there's idiots like you and me that keep rebuying the same figures over and over again, same characters, I should say. Yeah. So at first I was thinking they needed yellow and blue to complete the set, but then I was like, no. They're going to go a different way. They're going to go red Mighty Morphin, is my opinion. And here's why.
Okay.
Couple reasons. Reuse. They already have the mold for red with the Dragon Shield. We know they're going to release a vanilla red eventually. But why right now? Well, as I said, I expect they're going to have a Mighty Morphin. And spoilers for those that haven't been keeping up. I'm trying not to be spoilers. So if you don't want to know what's going on in the next season, I guess just don't watch because there's no way to avoid this, unfortunately. Yeah. But we know that this character is coming back. Now, we don't know 100% sure that he's going to be in that version, but we kind of do because of the Sentai. So what I'm getting as, not only do they have the mold, but this character in this suit is going to be back on the mainstream TV show that the kids are watching. So it'll tie in the new fans that maybe are seeing this character for the first time as well as the classic fans in one figure. So that's why I figure he's the smart choice.
Okay. I think also with that, I'm wondering if we're going to get one of the reused heads of the Jason heads we've already seen, or if we're going to get a brand new one, which would be cool, but I'm not 100% positive.
You know what? I forgot to pull it aside, but I found the image that they definitely got those Austin St. John heads from. It was like a promo shot, and it's the 3 of them like hanging out like on a sound stage somewhere, like because it always looked a little weird to me because it kind of looks like him, but it's just a weird face. And if I find it, I'll throw it in the group, the Facebook group, which I'll put a link up right now so you guys could join that. But that's my pick. What do you got for your first pick?
Okay, so just taking a look, keeping things in mind that you said. Mine aren't going to be chronological.
That's fine.
Just as a preference. And also, to everybody who's watched before or new, Gazbot and I do not talk about these picks whenever we do them beforehand.
Correct.
So I'm going to be just as surprised as he is on some of these. But we do have a crossover coming up, as
Okay.
you mentioned, and it is going to be Dino themed.
Yes.
And we have Tyler from Dino Charge.
Yes.
We have multiple representations from what you call it, Mighty Morphin,
Oops.
but we don't have anything from Dino Thunder. So I think that the easy pick would be Dino Thunder Black, but I don't think they're going to do that yet. And I'm going to go with Dino Thunder White as my first pick.
Dino Thunder White. Okay, well I'm gonna grab that. I'm gonna give you a one shot. I'm gonna grab that image. Now I think Dino Thunder is a good guess for the reasons you just said, but why do you think White specifically?
So White touches on a couple bases where he is a character in the mobile game.
Okay.
He has different he's an anti-hero.
Right.
He is very much an anti-hero in the series for those who have seen it or those who have not. And I'll leave it at that. And also he could potentially fill the role on multiple versions of shelves or teams or things like that because he was also in the 25th anniversary episode.
True.
So because of all these things, I think he aesthetically or his character is popular enough where if they're going to dive into that team, that's one that they can get people to potentially want to get the rest of that team. And I don't think the other characters are ones that they would lead with to get us introduced to that team.
I could see that. It is one of those characters that they just recently put out in the Legacy line, although Hasbro has proven that means nothing. So
that's why I'm like, that has no bearing on any pick.
You would think it does. Immortal Red Fox says Yoshi said Arso. He's a popular actor in the franchise, obviously, and his character may or may not be back for the Dino team up, but was definitely back for the anniversary. So a blue Dino Charge is not a bad guess. I'm not going to change my answer just yet, but I do think that's a fair one as well. And we haven't had a recent release of that figure, unlike some of the others. Matt Claire likes your choice of Dino Thunder White. As do I. It wouldn't, if I had to pick between my red or your white, I wouldn't change there. But again, we'll get into the debate of which ones make more sense later. But solid reasoning, and I like me that you're thinking of what's popular now for like the current people as well as the past, and going with that, and going with what I've seen with how they've been kind of mining the history of Power Rangers. They've definitely been hitting Mighty Morphin, and they seem to want to keep things current because they're doing Beast Morphers now, and they did Dino Charge, but they're kind of hitting that middle sweet spot, and they've been hitting In Space and Lost Galaxy a lot, which seems to me to be the end of the Zordon era, but more popular than Turbo or maybe the Ninja suits or things like that. And I was thinking, well, they might go back to that some more, but the other popular season that comes up all the time on like the top lists that is from that era, not Zordon, but original Saban era, is Time Force. And we haven't had any new Time Force figures in any line since the originals. And so I figured we got to have Time Force. There's also been a lot of complaints by the fandom that of all the figures they've announced, we've only got one girl, meaning Kimberly from Mighty Morphin. So they could kill two birds with one stone. They get another female figure out, so people are, but I know they're hesitant about putting too many out, and what if it's not popular? So arguably, historically, Jen Scott's Time Force Pink is the most popular, maybe next to MMPR versions. So my thought is that would be the next one in the line, is that they would have Mighty Morphin Red, and then they would have Time Pink as the female / Time Force representation in the line.
Feel free to drop that down below and go from there. So it's no surprise for people who have heard shows in the past where we've talked about this, where hot take, I think Jen is the number one Pink Ranger of all time.
I would say she's definitely in the top 3.
I know, which is why it's a hot take.
Yeah.
So for that, she checks all the boxes. She's led the team. She's iconic. She's been in other forms of media. She's in the video game. She's in both video games, actually, I believe. And she's in the comic. She's just an all-star. Aesthetically looks awesome, and is – I don't know why they wouldn't make her soon.
I didn't even think about the comic book thing. You're right, but she's been such a big character in the comic as well. So that's funny. So basically, I don't even have to look for yours. Yours is done, and now we're back to me again. Matt Claire is agreeing with Jen. So is Immortal Red Fox. And here's the thing. I think in the fandom, it's such an obvious choice, and everybody always talks about it. Like, oh, get her back for a guest star. Get her a figure, whatever. Yeah. And I mean, I have to believe that Hasbro is doing a better job than Bandai / Saban was at listening to this sort of thing. Because even if I never watch Power Rangers, but I work at Hasbro, by looking at any show or any message board or whatever, you see this character's name come up over and over again. So it seems like a no-brainer that, yeah, maybe the kids might not know who she is, but they're obviously targeting adult collectors. And they, going back to the girl characters, the Pink Ranger, I sell Ranger art at shows. I've had kids or girls or whatever that like the Pink Ranger buy my Time Force Pink just because it's the Pink Ranger, just because it's a cool helmet, just because they think it's a neat looking character, not even necessarily knowing it's Time Force, but just, oh, it's the Pink Power Ranger. So I think there's safe there as well. So
I agree.
So my third and the main one, again, going down the timeline, I don't think they're afraid of Disney. I was trying to think. Let me go back to that chart to see if they have actually put any Disney out yet.
They have not.
They have not. Okay, I don't think they're afraid of it. And
I take that back. They did with Shadow Ranger.
Oh yeah. Okay. So and so that's SPD. Now SPD is a well thought of season, generally speaking. My thought, and this is going to sound a little weird, but I was thinking that they might, for a Disney representation. I mean. Oh, you know what? I just realized. Okay, never mind. I'll tell you something in a minute that'll make more sense. But my thought for the Disney representation would be to go back to Ninja Storm and do Green Ranger Cam, because there's the Thunder Rangers, but if you can only pick one, it makes more sense to pick Cam, the green. He's the samurai. Even though they came in, he was sort of the sixth ranger in that season, and he has the cool flip helmet thing, and a lot of people like him specifically. Like, he's my favorite from that season, but that's not why I picked him. But I was just thinking of a character where, like, kind of, again, where Saban and Bandai dropped the ball, where we only got the three Rangers. They might start filling in gaps, and that would be the obvious one for me to fill in that gap. So Ninja Storm Green is my choice for the third one in the main line.
Okay.
Boop. There it is.
So he was one that when I came up with this list, I didn't have him in my 4. And spoiler alert, I don't have him as one of my exclusives. Because for the exclusives so far, for the single-carded exclusives, we've only really seen Mighty Morphin stuff as the line's getting going.
That's not true. Psycho Blue is going to be an exclusive, single-carded exclusive.
So he's the only one that isn't.
Well, let's go back. Let me pull up that little chart we had.
And is it confirmed he's an exclusive? Because I don't remember.
It was listed as, I mean, until it shows up at a store or something, but they said it is an exclusive, but it wasn't confirmed whose exclusive it was. Now, that could be rumor, but that's what the story we're going with right now.
Yeah. Leaving this up for a sec. So we have Goldar.
Yes.
And we have Armored Red, which was an exclusive. I think technically the 2-pack's I forget what it's called, fan channel exclusive, where it could be sold to like certain online
You're talking about
retailers.
Green and Putty?
Yeah.
I know GameStop has it. I know Best Buy has it at the very least.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So certain Marvel Legends fall under similar categories, which is why I think it's technically an exclusive, but not really.
Yeah, and Immortal Red Fox is saying that Lost Galaxy is an exclusive to Best Buy, which is my understanding as well.
Yep, for that 2-pack. So just looking at exclusives, now I'm eating my words because it's not on Mighty Morphin.
Okay.
But I feel like Cam wasn't strong enough for that, but I do respect the pick of throwing him in and commend you on your efforts.
Thank you. All right. Well, so you're saying he wouldn't be good for an exclusive, but as a main wave, he's not too bad.
And yeah, I think he's fair for a main wave. For that kind of slot for the wavelengths that we're thinking of, I was similar to you of thinking like, well, they already did SPD. I don't think they're going to put out SPD Red.
Right.
They obviously like lead characters from certain seasons, so that's where they've been going. Very iconic looks or just kind of nostalgia for people. So for me, looking back at the Disney era, obviously I already have my pick for Dino Thunder, but what would be the next character that I think might go in? And this is one that is half me wanting it, but I could also argue logically why it would go in. So I'm going to go with the Korag from Mystic Force. So the Wolf Knight in his purple is what I'm going with for my pick. Because he was purple and he was also red. And he also is in the video game. He cameoed in the comic at one point. And he's just such an iconic looking design and cool that I feel like they would potentially get people in this line just because it's so different looking than Power Rangers that
Yeah.
it could cross appeal of, wow, that's cool. I just want it to go with my, mythical figures that I have, or I'm going to have Link from The Legend of Zelda fight it on my Super Smash shelf or whatever. It has so much crossover potential.
I completely
it just
agree.
looks so cool that I think it goes in, and also filling in a potential villain role in a main wave like Zed did, where that might be the route that could
Right.
happen as well.
I think you make a lot of really good points, and the fact that they put Magna Defender in there already, which is a similar kind of anti-hero kind of thing, but just looks cool. That I picture somebody like Robo from the Foosh being like, "Robo don't know Power Rangers, but this guy looks cool," or Dan Larson
Yep.
being like, I just like cool toys," like people that
Yep.
just like toys. So I think that's not a bad pick. At all,
Yep.
all, and I haven't seen Mystic Force, but I would obviously buy that figure because he's awesome looking,
He's
and then
phenomenal.
also aside from the fact that he's awesome looking, because of my collector's mentality, I'd be afraid I wouldn't get it, then I'd watch the season and then not be able to get it, so I'd get it either way. But
Yep.
I'm one of those people that would just see it on the shelf and be like, maybe that could fit in with my Masters of the Universe or something because he
Yeah.
is so cool looking.
Yeah, he's. So short story time. You don't need to one shot this.
I'll do a 2-shot.
Okay, so I got this figure off of a Facebook group, the original 5-inch one, a couple years back. Actually, it may have been 5 years back.
It's not
It's
important
been a
how many
while.
years, yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while, but I got it. It was a great price. It's not a cheap figure to get from the last time I checked.
Right.
And I got it for like $10 or $15 shipped, slightly above retail, but for an older figure, was
Sure.
stoked by it. It was still on card, so I had to open it. Like it was solid. And I put it on the shelf right next to another Ranger figure that I might talk about later, and it just looked great.
Right.
And one day it took a shelf dive. And I'm kind of lazy, so it still needs to be done. And I
It's
haven't
still
done
laying
it.
on the floor,
No, it's on the shelf,
but
but
broken.
it snapped right at the knee.
Oh, that
So like
stinks.
right
Heartbreaking.
here, just
Right.
full separation. So I could technically glue it together, but it hasn't been the same since, clearly. And
You have my sympathies, but also my anger that you've let him stay damaged for so long.
to be fair, and Gazbot knows this because he knows me personally, I'm not the best at getting my display set up right away.
True.
I take a little bit of time, and sometimes I'm not the speediest.
That
So
is a very
that's-
diplomatic way of saying that. Yes, that is. I'll agree to
that
that.
I am a lazy, infuriating collector.
Matt Kendall Clare is saying good choice with Korag. He was a cool character, and also agrees with my Cam choice. So it's funny. A lot of people like poop on the Disney season, but again, like the common knowledge, not the common, what I thought would be that everyone poops on the Disney season because you see a lot of hate for it. But whenever I talk to actual fans at conventions or on our show, lots of people like the Disney seasons. So I feel like there's like 10 people out there that are like, we hate Disney, that just made the whole internet think Disney was terrible, because I always encounter a lot of love for a lot of those seasons.
I think, having not watched it for a while, a lot of the Disney seasons have great moments or great plot points or great aesthetics.
Right.
But then when you put it all together, it doesn't always mesh well with certain people.
I guess, but I mean, most people like even just RPM. Like RPM is like one of the best seasons
RPM
ever.
is in a league of its own, and you can't use that.
What about Jungle
as
Fury?
A pillar
Even
of
if it's
the Disney
okay,
era.
but what about Jungle Fury? Even if it's not everybody's favorite, like mine, I haven't heard anybody say it's bad.
But if you look, so the span of the Disney era
Yes.
is Ninja Storm to RPM.
Right.
So Ninja Storm, you and I agree, it's fine.
It's average, yeah.
Dino Thunder, pretty good, but also has Tommy, which puts a little asterisk.
I
next
mean,
to
I'm
it.
not through it yet, but I already enjoy it more than Ninja Storm. It's already a little above average.
SPD, people really like because it reminds them of Time Force and a lot of other things that they like about it.
Right.
Mystic Force
I don't have an
Is-
opinion because I haven't seen it
is
yet.
that kind of mesh that I said of there's things that are awesome and things that are not awesome.
Right.
Then we have
Your favorite.
Operation Overdrive.
Operation Overdrive.
Boop, boop. Not the best. Not even done with it. Not the best.
And then Jungle Fury.
Jungle Fury.
And
Very
RPM.
good season. And RPM.
So you've got 3 or 4 above average to great seasons. All the rest seem at least average, and Operation Overdrive below average. So how is that
but when
bad?
you look at it as eras,
Mm-hmm.
what came before the Disney season?
Wild
The
Force?
Saban era.
Oh, okay.
And everybody can agree consistently that most of the Saban era is at least good to great.
Okay, I in Saban era, I like Turbo. I don't think it's as bad as everyone says it is, but Turbo is Operation Overdrive. It's the car season that nobody likes. They each have one.
I can't agree with that statement, but I get what you're trying to say.
And I like Turbo way more than Operation Overdrive. But that's the season people don't like, and you know.
I will never say anything is the Operation Overdrive of Power Rangers because that is
Well, isn't Operation Overdrive the
not
Operation Overdrive of Power
a
Rangers?
statement I support. As a fan.
We're falling behind on chat a little bit here. Let me see. Dolly Girl says, "Hi everybody, my internet just stinks and won't play on my computer, watching on my phone." Well, thank you for that's fine for lurking. Thank you for trying and making it happen however you can. Erzuki is laughing at not the best because she also knows the Bigdawg and his ways.
Yep.
And then Erzuki says, "RPM is such a great season despite having Google eyes on the Zord. That should count for like something." And,
fair. 100%.
And Dr. K explains those are not Google eyes. I forget her. Those are phosphorescent light sensing, whatever. You know.
Yeah, something goofy.
One more reason why it's great. And then Immortal Red Fox. Let's just agree that we need a TJ figure.
Whoa! Hey, we are early in this list, sir. There is plenty of time for that man to make an appearance or not make an appearance, as the case may be.
That's true, but I will say that I have several TJ figures. I have 2 vintage, and then I have 1 from the Legacy collection. I'm not saying I wouldn't take another, but he has got a modern figure recently. Not the Selvin Wardhead, but the Blues in Space Ranger at least.
Yep.
I would not say no to more, but I also know that he's not everyone's favorite Ranger, so he may or may not be on this list, but the point isn't who we want, but it's who we think they're going to give us.
Yeah.
And then
it's not the figure we want.
All right, so let's go back to show so we can see the chart. So I guess it's my turn for my last of the main line.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I think I pulled up a reference, so I will answer the question as I pull up my image here. And it's funny what we've been talking about because RPM Red is my choice for the 4th one.
There it is.
And I got a lot of reasons for it, some of which we already touched upon. Going back to Disney, this is kind of like a Time Force Pink one where whatever people think of Disney or whatever the common wisdom out there is, it's a popular season. Scott's a popular Red Ranger. That actor has gone on to be on Jessica Jones and a few other things, so he might get some more fandom there. It showed up in the comics, not as much as Time Force Pink, but here's the thing. I realized I have 2 Disney characters back to back, which I didn't realize when I was talking about how I had to pull a Disney guy, and I forgot. I knew he was Disney, but it was like on the cusp, and I just wasn't thinking of it. But as people know, I enjoy Samurai, and Samurai had a crossover, Clash of the Red Rangers, and it had RPM Red Scott. Oh, he never took off his uniform, but he was the main one that was in that. So it kind of brings the Neo Saban, kind of like what I was saying about Mighty Morphin Red being in, current Beast Morphers. It's again some kids that maybe just started watching a year or 2 ago with Samurai would know this character, even if they don't know RPM.
Mm-hmm.
On top of that, I had another reason. Again, kind of spoilery, but there's a lot of rumors flying around about another possible connection with his season and the current Beast Morpher season. I don't want to get much more into it than that because I don't think it's official, but there's some pretty heavy duty rumors that there will be references to his season and the current one. So there's a lot of tie-ins to the current season, the Hasbro season, as well as the Neo Saban, as well as Disney.
Yep.
So, and we haven't seen any RPM in a while either. Kind of like Time Force, they never got the legacy treatment whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
So that is my pick for the 4th main line.
So this 4th pick, I like what you're going with, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
So when it comes to this 4th pick, I'm of 2 minds.
Okay.
Either it stays similar to what you said, where they stick with Mighty Morphin until they're done for the nostalgia factor.
Right.
Or they use the 4th or the 5th wave as a tipping point of having to get past it just because of sheer numbers.
Okay.
So this pick is a little bit biased because of San Diego Comic-Con and some releases
right
involving Power Rangers that were there, but it's still tugging at that core generation that may have gone a little bit farther.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
So
I think I know what you're going to do.
For me, I think we have the 1 female Ranger in the wave. I don't know if they're going to do 2 just because of previous patterns.
Right.
So we have 6th Rangers.
Mm-hmm.
we have a villain,
Yep.
and we have a female ranger. But we need a nostalgia factor.
Right.
And what better one to launch this wave than Turbo Blue?
Oh, you totally tricked me. I thought you were going Turbo Red. Like I even
Nope.
pulled it up like a full Turbo Blue.
Yup.
Wow, I was sure you were going Turbo Red.
I know you were.
So, for those that don't know, Turbo Blue was the Kid Ranger Justin, played by Blake Foster.
Yep.
And traditionally, that character wasn't necessarily the most popular, although later on, the kids that grew up liked him more and stuff.
Yeah.
Do you think, but that actor, Blake Foster, is fairly popular at conventions and stuff. So do you think his later popularity with the fandom might have something to do with your choice there?
He
or-
was featured at the Shout Factory booth for the Turbo of Power Rangers movie release.
Okay.
As promotion and was doing signings. And I think the fact that he was the person that they had for it puts a little more weight that they'll go there. And also from a standpoint, I think they're going to try to stretch Tommy a little bit longer.
And
I
Red.
don't
Oh,
think-
and I was thinking of Red as TJ, but they would sell him as Tommy, right?
Yep. So I think what's going to happen is, unlike Bandai, I think they're going to try to use Tommy more as a crutch
Right.
into later waves or exclusives, and that's why I think Justin might be the way to do it here, and then potentially build out.
It's not a bad idea, but I do feel that you're picking Blue because, well, I guess because you saw him at the Shout Factory booth, so you know that they value him as his appeal to the fan base outside of the show.
And I don't know how much Hasbro has to do with things like that as well. If they're 100% tied, I think it gives my pick more weight. If they don't, though, then it's just kind of luck of the draw. And the thing for these two lists is, I feel like one of our picks
Right.
honestly, it's just a multiple choice. Like, out of all of our lists, I think one of those has a likelihood of being made, and the other three you could argue one way or another. But I don't think all of these are going to be in the same wave, obviously.
Right.
But I think all of these are going to be made more likely than, let's say, Mystic Force Yellow.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. I think out of everything on this list, Turbo Blue is the least likely to get made. And maybe I'll be eating my words. And I agree that
it's
they might
more
go...
likely than Samurai Green.
It's tough. I think a Turbo figure is more likely to get made than a Samurai figure, or than a Ninja Storm figure.
Mhm.
But just Turbo Blue, like, he's such a sort of a divisive character that, yeah, I don't know.
Well, here's what I'm going to say. If you thought that a Lost Galaxy figure was going to be made, was Magna Defender your first pick?
Yes.
Really?
Because of the same reason you pick Korag, because he's so cool looking that even people that haven't seen the season, they might pick him and have him be a villain, or they just think he's cool armor. For the exact reasons you said Korag, that is why I'd say Magna Defender.
I was going to say either a tie between red and pink, and then him as the second choice.
I mean, Pink especially. Lost Galaxy Pink is a very popular character, but again, visually, yeah, I mean, I mean, it's hard to say. I definitely would have, because how could you know? But like when it came out, I'm like, that makes perfect sense. Like it wasn't surprise. It was surprising they went Lost Galaxy at all. But once they went Lost Galaxy, I'm like, oh yeah, that makes perfect sense. That is the one they would choose, to me anyway.
Yeah.
Do you want to go first with the with your exclusives? Oh, actually, let me check chat real quick. I think we missed a few things. Matt Kenneclair likes my Ranger Operator Red choice, and especially with the rumor. And then Immortal Red Fox is saying nope. I think that's Tier Turbo.
Probably.
And then Real Babu says Blake, because for Blake Foster. And yeah, what a curveball with Justin, says Matt Kenneclair. Immortal Red Fox, my pick is a Twee Trang for what I think is coming. I mean, not a bad guess. I almost went yellow or blue MMPR.
Yeah.
I didn't for a minute I had blue on there before I switched it to red because of the crossover stuff I thought of. The reason I didn't go yellow for Twee is because, again, for better or worse, they seem reluctant to put more than one female in the wave.
Yep.
And so once I picked Time Force Pink, I was like, well, they're not going to have two Mighty Morphin, and they're not going to have two girls most likely. Again, this is not what I want, but I'm just trying to predict how they think. So
I think
yeah.
Looking at previous trends, the only wave they did two females was Mighty Morphin Pink and Ninja Storm Blue. And if I remember correctly, that wave got clearanced out. hard.
Yeah, I don't even know if that was to do with the women though. I think the Ninja Storm figures did not sell as well in general.
Yeah.
And pink was weird because everybody wanted the full set. I think it just that was a weird because yellow didn't get stuck and like people typically like pink more than yellow. So I don't understand how things work.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Do you want to do the first one for an exclusive or you want me to keep going?
I'll go first for this one.
Okay.
This one, I don't want to spend too much time on because we've talked about it in the past. With the way they're doing stuff, we're getting Rita. Rita
Really?
is going to be a store exclusive. That we have Goldar and we have Zed. If we don't do Rita, I have no idea what they're thinking because they are milking the nostalgia for Mighty Morphin right now.
Well, I want a Rita, and I don't think your pick is crazy, but I don't think it's going to be correct. And the reason is they are milking the nostalgia for Mighty Morphin, but they don't want to use it all up at once. So I think they're trying to stretch it out. But more than that, Rita being an exclusive would be a big mistake. Goldar as an exclusive is already a bit touchy, but you made Zed a regular release and not Rita. Everybody wants Rita. Who doesn't want Rita? She's the main villain from the original series. If you only have one villain, it's Rita. You know what I mean? Like, so making her an exclusive that could upset a lot of people.
I have a counterpoint to you.
Okay, lay it on me.
Some of the figures that from Marvel Legends, Hasbro company,
yes,
that we've been wanting the most for MCU figures for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, have been Walmart exclusives. So I would not be surprised in the slightest.
Give me an
example.
We
get a Walmart. There's a 2-pack of Loki and Corvus Glaive of the Black Order.
But Loki, you can already there's versions of Loki you can get already.
I know, but for that, Loki was packed in as you have to buy it because you want the other figure.
Corvus Glaive was from the Black Order.
He had the big staff.
Okay. Oh, was that? And he was the one that completed the set that they had already put out.
Yup.
That's kind of jerky, but he's not as much of a main character as Rita was to Power Rangers.
And a figure that you and I have had zero luck finding at Walmart lately, as with everybody else in the country, it seems, is Captain America from Endgame.
Yes, but again, he's Worthy Cap, which for those that don't know, that's the one where he has. Well, I don't want to ruin it, but he's a special version of Captain America.
Yeah, that's why I was leaving it vague.
Yeah, no, fair enough. But there have been a million Captain America figures. There have been a million Chris Evans Captain America figures. There's even been Avengers and Avengers Endgame figures that you can get. It's this variation you can't get. So what I'm saying is, if there was a variation of Rita, maybe, or if there was a 2-pack where she had but like making the only way you could get her as an exclusive, that's going to really upset people more than the stuff you just named.
But also, it could be a way of Hasbro having leverage over certain stores of giving them prime characters as a sign of good faith for the line.
I guess, but Goldar is like borderline as it is. Rita, I hope you're wrong. I hope you're wrong because
so some of the biggest villains in all of Power Rangers history, minus Zed, are all exclusives right now.
One of the Psychos.
2 of the Psychos.
Oh, because it's a 2-pack. That's true.
We have one villain that isn't.
I guess, yeah. Yeah, I hope you're wrong. I hope you're wrong. It's possible, I guess, but I hope you're wrong. Immortal Red Fox said it would technically be a male scope. Oh, going back to the tweet Trang for the yellow. True, although depending on how they do it, because I have the SH Figure Arts as well as the Legacy collection of the Trini character, and both of them they sculpted to be female. So I have a male version, but I had to get the Japanese one of Boy, the character from Zoo Ranger. So I'll give you points for technicality.
Yeah.
And then Roller FX is Babu, which also would be great. But again, we're not going with preference, and I don't think they would put Babu up just yet. I think they should and will get to him eventually. And Babu says my Empress for Rita. Yeah, I don't think they'd put out Babu before Rita. That would be unusual. The Solar Bear, Rita, gimme. Yeah, Solar Bear. We all want a Rita. It's ridiculous that I think they've made, one figure of her, 2 figures of her ever, and they've both been terrible. I can only think of the one that came out for Samurai.
Samurai had one, and then before that had to have been like early 90s.
Did they have one in the 90s? I don't even remember.
I think they may have done a bendy figure for the movie.
Oh, I'm not counting bendy figures. Real Babu.
It counts if they don't make anything.
I guess that's true. Real Babu and Squat have to be released as a 2-pack. I agree that a 2-pack of Babu and Squat would be great, as well as Bulk and Skull. Yes.
Oh, I know. And these are not our picks for later, but I'm stopping to do it.
Okay.
They're going to do Squat with yellow and Babu with blue.
Why?
For 2-packs.
Why?
Because how else are you going to guarantee that you get another figure purchased right away? They've all been versus packs. Every single one has been a versus pack.
Not every single one. What do you mean?
Okay, minus the one next to me. The 2-packs have all been versus packs.
So okay, but we've also had villains that weren't. So you're thinking any 2-pack going forward is going to be a versus pack?
Potentially, it's either going to be the same person twice or a versus pack.
If they do versus, it's going to have to. They're going to have something different in it. Like if they have blue or yellow, it's going to have different weapons or different head or something to make it. All right, but that is a good idea.
It doesn't have to be a convention exclusive. It could just be a regular 2-pack.
Solar Bear said 90s figure never hit shelves, so no Rita in the 90s, just the Samurai one. Which if you've seen it, I would have bought it just to have one. It's the worst. It looks like
I have one. I forgot how I ended up with it, but it's.
I saw it on clearance and I didn't buy it. It was so bad. That kind of clear. I agree with you, Steve. Immortal Red Fox, good idea about the 2-pack. I assume he's talking about. And Real Babu, except Babu and Squat don't fight. That's true, but maybe you put them with like a little thing they stole or something, and it's more of a chase pack.
Well, also, if I remember correctly, and I haven't watched Mighty Morphin forever, those were two of the Rangers that would kind of be against them, but it wasn't fighting. You're right. It'd be like, we have to sneak into the castle and get something, and then Squat and Babu would stumble upon them or be on Earth.
There would be conflict, not battle, but conflict.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think my exclusive pick. Well, and we talked about this last time. There's the exclusive of a new character, and then there's the kind of smart reuse. Mm-hmm. And I think mine is more likely to be chosen in terms of fiscally viable, because they've already created a mold for it, and this would just be an alteration. Also, you would be happy if this happened. It would be kind of a bummer that it's an exclusive, but you more than me even, because you're more of an army builder than I am, and my thought is Z putties. That's got to happen. Because we have the putty in the 2-pack with the Green Ranger that just came out.
Yep.
And so they could take that same mold and just alter it slightly so it's a Z putty, give it a couple different attachments for its hands that are different. So they're making 2 new hand weapons and a new chest piece, and that's pretty much it. Maybe they change the paint.
They didn't have weapons for the Z putties, did they?
I don't remember, but throw them in anyway, because you could use them for the original putties just to give somebody value. So if they're buying a bunch of putties, but it's an army builder, but it's an army builder that is not super necessary, but would be cheap for the company to make. So it's kind of like the opposite of what I was saying about Rita, where it would be smart for them to do it that way.
If they ever did a Build-A-Figure, that would be the easiest one to do, because even if you don't complete it, it still works.
A putty?
A Z putty.
Oh, I see. And if it's missing an arm or a leg, whatever, because that's true. But I don't want a putty to be a Build-A-Figure. I don't even want Build-A-Figures in this series. I like the way they've been doing it.
Yeah.
Let me see. Solar Bear says 90s Rita only public debut. 90s Rita only public debut. Oops, just went up. Was on top of Rita and Zed's cake at the wedding. That's amazing trivia. Thank you for that, Solar Bear. And Matt can declare true, Steve, but neither did Finster. Yeah. Well, and it doesn't mean they're not going to only make figures that fought, obviously. I mean, you could even have a cool thing where it was Finster and Alpha 5, or like scientists.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Because they're still in conflict again, but not necessarily fighting. Real Babu says no weapons. Well, just to be clear, when I say weapons, I mean the things they'd form out of their hands. But I think you're saying that the Z putties didn't have that, and that's fine. But as a toy collector, I would prefer that it came with extra accessories that I could use for the other putties, or even just if I have a horde of putties, just have something extra so that when I buy the figure that I essentially already have. And then Matt can declare they didn't have weapons, but they made weapons for the minis and Heroes of the Grid. Kyle Goldfinch, what are we doing today, guys? Hey, Kyle. We are talking Power Rangers figures, specifically the Hasbro Lightning Collection, and we are making our predictions for what will be coming out in the next wave for the next 6 months-ish. And we just got done with the first 4 or 5 each. And, I guess it's my turn to pick the next exclusive.
No, it's mine. You just went.
No, I'm going to go again. I forgot you started. Go ahead.
That's fine. You can go.
No. Go ahead. I need a minute to find an image.
Please, sir, I insist. So this is half a Hail Mary.
Okay.
Half I could talk everyone into this, hopefully.
Okay.
And half it's just got to happen.
Okay.
Titanium.
I had a feeling Titanium might come up again, and I left him in here because he was on your list last time.
He's an American-only Ranger, and what better way to have an exclusive for a Ranger that's American-only,
Yeah.
that looks aesthetically awesome,
Yeah.
and introduces that team in a really cool way.
I agree. I have nothing. I have no counterpoint.
That's it.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I
Speechless.
If he was in the main line, I might maybe argue it a little bit, but as an exclusive, no, I agree, and I
Either
would love
way.
to see it. I agree.
I just need him.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, we got to trade weapons.
I know. I was just thinking that. So off camera,
Yeah.
Gazbot and I both have the Super Legends Titanium Ranger figure, which is great. If for some reason we're wrong and he's not made for a while, he is so great, and
That's him right there.
I just love looking at it.
He's very good.
So cool.
Not too muscular, good proportions, shiny. Better than the one that came out with Super Mega Force by a huge
100%.
margin, in my opinion.
The other thing that's funny about it is we both got ours used, correct?
Yeah, I got mine off of eBay, I believe.
Okay,
Loose.
and I got mine off of a group, I think.
Yeah.
Or eBay, one of the two. And I ended up with the axe in blaster mode, and he ended up with the axe in axe mode.
Yep.
And I was talking to him about it recently, and I was like, man, I really want that axe. And we're going to trade weapons, which will make him so cool to display.
Agreed. He'll be so much better with the blaster.
Yep. I'm happily going to agree to disagree with you, and that's what I'm most
It's
stoked
one
about.
time when us disagreeing works to both of our
I
advantages.
know. It's so good. But he's one, like I said, if you're a Power Ranger fan or just want a cool figure, even if they re-release it, I'm probably not getting rid of mine because it's so cool.
I don't know. I probably won't either because I have him with my SH Figure Arts because he scales with them, so I'd probably keep him.
Yep.
Plus, he's so hard to come. It's not like there's a lot of versions of him because it's so American only. So
Yeah, the other ones that were for Lightspeed Rescue were so stocky and like over muscular.
Right.
Nah, not my deal.
Cool. Well, I agree with that. Now, my next pick for an exclusive, let me check chat. My next is going more in that direction, the Rita Titanium, where this is going to be an all new mold, and it's a weird pick because you're either going to say, oh yeah, that makes sense, or you're going to be like, that can't be an exclusive, that's too much of a main thing. Like this is a character I like a lot, and I would want, it would be my pick, but I think it's, again, tapping into a little bit of that MMPR nostalgia, but kind of like what you were saying with Turbo, but not super like the early stuff, and kind of a side character-ish that the old school fans will know and want, but the casual fans might not care about or even necessarily know if they only know the first season or two. And so I think as an exclusive it would work, and of course I'm talking about Ninjor. Or should I say Ninjor?
There we go.
So the tooling would be a bit much because he's such a unique character. They could reuse very little of it.
Yeah.
So the cost involved might be problematic. But going back to what you were saying, like giving good characters to incentivize as opposed to just repaints.
Yep.
If I was pitching a Walgreens, I'd be like, okay, look, we're going to give you the Z Putty, but we'll also give you Ninjor. Like one easy, one hard. But yeah, I think for me, I would buy him however they put him out. But I think as an exclusive might make more sense for the average fan.
It would take a lot for me to not pick up a figure from this line.
Same.
Like any figure.
Yeah.
So this next 2-pack is a bit of a gamble.
Before you get into that, let me just catch up on chat a little bit.
Okay.
Not surprising with Ryan, says Beckham Claire. Real Babu says Rito. Rito is another one that would fit into that. Be kind of cool. Everything I just said about Ninjor could also have applied to Rito.
Yeah.
And then Red Fox likes it. Beckham Claire likes Ninjor. Solar Bear, no, don't give exclusives to Walgreens. I'm not saying they should, but they get them. I mean, they have the Armored Black Ranger right now.
If it makes everyone feel better about Walgreens, I went to the Marvel Legends reveal panel at San Diego Comic-Con, and they were showing Dr. Doom for Walgreens, and everybody had a huge groan during it, which was funny because the room was not very big. And one of the guys from Hasbro got super defensive about it and was saying hey, our Walgreens rep is here. Be nice to him. Ha ha ha. But seriously, you guys wouldn't have all these other characters if Walgreens didn't step up and do it. So like, show them love and everything. And then like you heard people shouting like, "But we can never find them," and things like that, which I'm
Right.
sure is the Solar Bears problem in mine too. Where
Same.
when it comes to Walgreens exclusives, just kind of word to the wise, when you see it, buy it. Do not wait. Don't wait for a $13 sale. Don't wait for this. Just buy it.
Yeah.
You don't know if you're going to see it again. And if you could buy it online, do that too, and buy enough so that you have one, your friend has one, and that you get free shipping.
It's absolutely true. And I was reading a thing recently on somebody online somewhere has got Beast Morpher Red Lightning Collection, which I didn't even think was released yet, but if it is, they're impossible to find.
Yep.
And he got it from Walgreens, and he works at Walgreens. And people were like, "Oh, is the whole line out this and that?" And he said, "Well, the way it works at my store is they don't get a case of Power Rangers and a case of Transformers, and they get a case that has a mix of a bunch of different toys." And so he said there was one Beast Morpher Lightning collection, and he bought it. And that was it. And I don't blame him. He works there. He gets first pick.
Yeah.
But like if that's the way they're doing it, that explains a lot why you go to one store and they've got 1,000 and then another and they never got it at all. I think as much as Walgreens is tough, I think they're better than Walmart. I think Walmart is the absolute worst.
Yep.
And then everyone else is kind of reasonable, and you could probably get them if you try. And GameStop even lets you pre-order, which is the best.
Target, GameStop, and Best Buy are all fine. I'm actually very stoked for the Best Buy exclusives.
Me too.
Because most of the time I've been able to find stuff even if I'm not looking for it. And Best Buys are also laid out enough where their parking lots are usually okay, and it's easy enough to get in and get out. Whether you find it and buy it, or just end up going, nope, they're not here, and leave.
Yeah, makes sense. All right. Well, let me check chat before we move on to your thing. Wow, missed a bunch. Sorry.
I got this.
Yeah, you catch us up because I was looking for pictures.
Oh, whoa, jeez.
Whoa, jeez.
I actually have to scroll, which I haven't had to do in a while. Thanks for being so active in chat, by the way. Not sarcastic. Like, this is the greatest problem.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That's why I said, Rito, you fooled me. Good choice, though. Exactly. They're never on the shelves. In regards to weapons and such, the possibilities are endless. The dumpster, the Zeo crystals, even those white slingshot guns from Zero Ranger, and the one MPH episode they appeared in. Okay.
I remember. Yeah.
They were in a Zeo episode.
They kind of look like slingshots, sort of.
Yeah.
I forget what they were
which
called.
I didn't know of. Are they on the shelf? Arazuki said if they're on the shelves, pieces are sometimes missing. They're out of the package because Walgreens has bad theft, which is true for some Walgreens.
Absolutely.
Now that you say that, that's what it's like when I worked at CVS years ago. Makes sense. My Walmart barely has a Power Ranger section. All of them barely do. You're not alone, that kind of player. Wait, what's the Best Buy exclusive? So for those, it's part of the fan channel that we talked about. So like the Lost Galaxy and Psycho Red 2-pack is going to be available at Best Buy along with, I believe, some other places.
Yes. Do I still have it in here? No, I don't have a big image of it, but actually, I could just pull it up for you while we're talking here.
Boom.
Yeah, let me switch. I'm trying to get more views available.
Yeah. One thing that's funny about that 2-pack exclusive is the Lost Galaxy 2-pack is kind of the basis for my 2-pack. Now it sounds crazy, and
here it is. That's the one we're talking about. It's Leo and Psycho Red.
Yeah. So I think you're gonna be most surprised out of my 2-pack, Gazbot.
Okay.
So mine is very similar to this, where it is a versus 2-pack.
Okay.
But
because you think they all have to be versus now.
I heard there were rumblings.
Oh.
That RPM might be involved in Beast Morphers.
Okay.
So what is a good way to get somebody to buy a 2-pack with RPM than if they were to have RPM Red and a different version of Samurai Red, so that you have to buy Samurai Red later in an individual release as well?
You want me to answer that?
So my pick is RPM Red versus Samurai Red with the white
the Shogun cloak or whatever.
Yep. I think it's the shark cloak. I don't remember.
And you could call it like Clash of the Red Rangers pack or something.
Yup.
It's not bad. But I as much as it pains me to admit it, people don't really like Samurai. So you're banking on RPM carrying Samurai.
But people like Red Rangers, first of all.
Right.
And if you don't like samurai, you can agree that it's aesthetically pleasing.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I like it, and I agree it's aesthetically pleasing. But okay.
And they haven't made a samurai ranger in 6-inch form minus SH figure arts. So that's a way to
That's
breach into
true.
that team as well.
That's true.
And there's enough forms with the American versions, like we've already seen with the current exclusives, that it makes you have to buy it again.
Well, yeah. The rebuy for variations certainly is something we see all the time. So I agree with that. Unfortunately. um. Okay. So we got RPM. Let me grab a red samurai for you. Could you check chat while I do that, please?
Yep. So thought it'd be hilarious if they all got the mumps in an episode, said the Immortal Red Fox.
They all got the mumps.
Due to some autocorrect things with mumps or MMPR.
Oh god.
Depending on how it's typed. Matt Kettleclair said the slingshots didn't get a name, but I think they were called Thunder Slingers and Z Ranger.
That sounds right to me.
Okay. Solar Bear says beautiful duo. If you're talking about us, I don't agree. If you're talking about the two Ranger packs, I do agree.
I agree both ways. We are a beautiful
Okay,
duo.
well that's good. Arizuki said Red Rangers are overrated.
Oh yeah, she's true. She's right.
I'm not gonna touch that one with a 10-foot pole. Matt Kettleclair. Yes, Ranger Red with Shark Attack Mode. What a good idea. So actually, I'm not talking about Ranger Red, but that is a good idea. I didn't think of that.
Oh, maybe
But
you could make the cloak be able to go on either of them.
Ooh, that'd be cool. They would never do that, but that'd be cool.
You'd still have to buy 2 sets because they only give you 1 cloak.
Ooh.
And then if you wanted them both to have it, you'd have to, yeah.
But they wouldn't have it at the same time, so that's continuity.
Yeah, that is continuity. Oh, look at that. Look at that. I think out of everything you said, that is the least likely to get made, the way you're describing it.
We're doing 2-2-packs?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
Yeah.
that. Okay.
Yeah, well,
now I gotta think of
because they put out 3 this year, so I'm like, well, they're gotta put out at least 2 more in the next year coming up.
I just got way more excited because
Okay.
I thought you were putting 1 of each.
No. That's the 2 packs.
All right, now I gotta put my thinking cap on.
All right, good. Well, I'll go ahead and do. I will say I did have Babu and Squat on my list of 2 packs for a minute, but I don't think. I don't know. I don't think we're there yet. And then when you mentioned about teaming them up with a Ranger, that made more sense to me. So I didn't put it on, but that was like my next one that would have went on if I didn't.
That may be a default if I can't think of a better one.
What I thought of, and I think of this one as being like a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive because they tend to do Mighty Morphin characters, at least right now, because that's, again, the broadest audience there is you're going to get a lot of Spider-Man fans and Avengers fans and Big Bang Theory. So if they know anybody, it's Mighty Morphin. But like they did the Jason set and it's the Dragon Shield, so we know we're gonna get the non-Dragon Shield, and there's maybe Zeo will come out again but have a different head.
Yep.
What I thought they would do, again, and also economy of using the mold, is Mighty Morphin Black, but specifically non-Dragon Shield, which we haven't gotten yet, they haven't announced yet, and let me get because I just grabbed the picture, and it would come with Adam's head instead of Zach's.
Okay.
So it would be Mighty Morphin Black, Adam, and then you could it could force rebuys because if you want Zach without the shield, you could get that. And again, they probably release it again later, but a lot of times like, well, I can't wait 6 months or a year, so I could see people buying 2 of these so that they could have an Adam and a Zach without the shield. But so that was the first part. Let me get that up there. And then in that, and going along with the same theme of Power Rangers and
are you doing what I think you're doing?
I don't know. Is it cat and pink?
No.
No, yeah.
Works.
You were way too. Oh, I just did something wrong. You were way too excited. Oh, I realize what you thought. Go ahead, say what you thought I was gonna do because I'm not doing it.
So for those of you who have watched Power Rangers in space and are looking right above my head right now, I thought
that makes so much more sense.
2-pack of Adam as the Black Ranger and Carlos as In Space Black, which now I really like that idea.
That is a great idea, and I kind of like it better than the idea I had.
Change it up.
Well, no, but here's why, though, because you're thinking of what would be a cool set to buy. I was thinking of what would be a smart business set for them to make, because they would basically just be 2 new heads, and that would be the whole set they'd have to produce. But you're talking – now, so would it be – it would be Carlos as the Black In Space Ranger –
Mm-hmm.
Wait, was he in space at that time or was he Turbo? I don't remember.
He was in space, 100%.
Okay, so Black in space and Adam as Mighty Morphin. Now here's the thing. I dig that. I love that. But I kind of want Adam to be that half morphed version of himself in that episode. Where it's like you know what I mean? Where it's like kind of I've seen somebody cosplay that and it's awesome. Where civilian clothes are kind of burning through underneath. That to me would be what would really make that set.
I thought of my 2-pack.
Okay, hold on. Let me see. Uh, Ranger Shark Attack mode would a good idea. Red Ridge. Solar Bear says if it was going to be a 2-pack, it would be Ivanooz versus Delcia as like a con exclusive.
Ooh, that'd be
Also,
cool.
yeah, Ivanooz. We did get one of him a couple of years ago, but he's ready for a redo. Kyle Goldfinch, yes, Bigdawg, but everyone loves the Red Ranger. But come on, I feel that sales will not go over well because of the hate of the first 2 seasons of the Neo Saban era, which is what I was saying. And that's as someone who likes Samurai.
Yeah.
So Immortal Red Fox, Ultra Foxes are not overrated. That can declare a good idea, guys. Good point, Fox from Babu. Matt can declare that would have been a cooler idea with Empire Black. And so, yeah, I agree. You have defeated my idea, but I still don't know that they would put the money in for that tooling just yet. But I do like your idea better. I will admit that.
So we've been talking about nostalgia a lot.
Yes.
And we've been talking about hoping that Hasbro is listening to what the fans like.
Yes.
And fan favorite Rangers or actors.
Yes.
And we somehow, similar to Action Activate, we got to tie it back to Beast Morphers.
Okay.
So what I'm going to say as a Hail Mary pass.
This is not your first Hail Mary, I don't think, in this game.
I don't know if you've ever played Madden with me. That's literally all I do.
Okay.
I run backwards, and I hope that I get a touchdown.
Okay.
So what I'm going to say, New York Comic Con, I think, is the next big Comic Con coming up. And if they're not going to do a Mighty Morphin 2-pack, then I think what they can do to tie it into Beast Morphers is do a Brothers 2-pack.
Oh, okay. Yep. I see where you're going.
The Sidarso Brothers, Ninja Steel Blue, and Dino Charge Blue.
And yeah, and getting the 2 of them there to promote it and having everybody lose their minds.
Yup.
Yeah, that's a smart one. That is, and Immortal Red Fox was calling for a Yoshi earlier, so you're answering his call. Let me pull up some reference for that. Some images for that. So I'm putting in Yoshi. I should put in Dino Charge Blue. Otherwise, I'm gonna get a lot of shirtless
put them
pictures.
Smiling with blue hair next to each other.
Yeah. And they were in an episode together too, so that works out as well.
Yep, for the anniversary.
Oh yeah. They were in 2 episodes together then.
I forgot about the other one, but yeah.
Well, the reason I say it that way is because in the anniversary episode they were in it together, but they were barely in a scene together. Yeah. And they didn't have any cool like brother moments. But then in the Christmas episode, it was the 2 of them, and it was just the 2 of them in a scene. So that was like the real, like if I was doing one of those shows in the pack, it would be like a Christmas release, like with the 2 of them or whatever.
The other thing too, haven't seen that episode, unfortunately.
What's that?
I haven't seen that episode.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to spoil.
No, you didn't spoil. I'm saying that attests to I really did not love Ninja Steel.
I've seen every episode of Ninja Steel except for 1, which I was saving because we're going to review it eventually.
Oh, yeah. I think I know which one you're talking about.
But also, I I'm a big fan of Christmas episodes, so I watched it, I don't know if it was at Christmas or not, but it was a Christmas episode, so I was into it anyway, and then when I found out that Yoshi was in it, it was even better.
Are you saying you're a fan of festive holidays where you get to decorate?
Yes. For
those that don't know, Gazbot and Arazuki have the best Christmas interior decorations I have seen.
Wow, high praise. Thank you. I don't know if that's true.
Because you take it seriously and love it. Other people are like doing it for the Christmas clout, as I'm now coining.
The Christmas clout.
The Christmas clout of, oh, look at this, look at it. Like, that's why I said interior. Exterior is cool. It's fun to drive by. But when you're inside and you see a dolled up Christmas tree with meaningful, cool ornaments and Luke Skywalker over here, you got R2-D2 chilling over there with a Christmas hat on. You got Gokai Christmas over here.
Yep.
Also, if you guys ever find a Japanese Gokai Christmas, what you call it?
Key.
Ranger key.
Yeah.
The slot in the middle fits perfectly for a fake Christmas tree, and you can use it as an easy ornament.
I was just going to grab my key, but I realized I don't have it with my keys because I have it with my Christmas decorations.
As do I.
Yeah, it is a perfect thing.
Yep.
Let's see. Now that you say years ago. Okay, so we're caught up on chat, or... Oh, no, Arazuki had...
Yoshi appeared in the Ninja.
Yes, I knew that. Toku Facts,
Ultra
Fox.
Blue Boys, nice. Wow, high praise indeed. You
Goku
guys don't
Santa
have to step
Santa.
anything up. You're already there. Ooh, Goku Santa.
Yeah.
I like that too.
All right, so then we're on to the last 2-pack, which is mine. And this one again, going back to fan favorites, going back to popular seasons from the Saban era, going back to a lot of things we've talked about, and going back to a 2-pack.
Yep.
And I didn't intend it this way, but it actually is a versus pack in the sense that it's a hero and a villain.
Are you saying that versus packs are a thing for these 2-packs?
They could be a thing. We don't know for sure. Where there's nothing conclusive. But one of let me see. I think I had one of these in here already. Yeah, I do, right here. So one half of the pack. Oh nope, sorry, that is a mistake. Where is she? Come on, lady. It's a female. Oh, here she is. Astronema, who I almost picked last time as like one of my personal picks, but she got defeated by Divatox.
Oh.
And so now, unlike last time, you are probably correctly guessing what the other one is going to be. And let me just grab that picture.
Please tell me.
And it will be a 2-pack with, of course, Skull. No, Kendrick's Lost Galaxy Pink.
Interesting. Not what I thought you were going to put.
You thought to say Ecliptor?
No, I thought you were going to say Andros.
Oh, no, because everyone hates Red Rangers. Got him.
That's the thumbnail right there, is me looking half asleep.
No, because we've talked about before, and this is spoiler territory for In Space, so if you haven't watched it, you might not want to listen, but I have to say this to make my choice make sense. Astronema eventually becomes Lost Galaxy Pink. Yep. And so there was always talk of, well, if you made Lost Galaxy Pink, would it be Kendricks? Would it be Astronema? Would it be Corone? You put Astronema with Lost Galaxy Pink. It's a natural 2-pack. They're natural enemies. And you have swappable heads. So you could then take Astronema, make her Lost Galaxy Pink, and like we were talking about with the coat in the other set, canonically you wouldn't have them both be Lost Galaxy Pink at the same time anyway.
Yeah.
In addition to that, they've proven that they're going into Lost Galaxy. They have a 2-pack for it already, and they have Magna Defender, and In Space is very popular, and Astronema was from In Space as well. So you're hitting Lost Galaxy and In Space. So I think it hits a lot of bases, a lot of swappability, and it is, more female characters, which is not a problem for me. I could see it being arguable, but if it's a 2-pack exclusive to Best Buy, who just had Lost Galaxy with Psycho Ranger, it'd be kind of the same thing, where an In-Space villain and a Lost Galaxy character together, and yeah, and it's a little bit what I would like to see, but I don't think it's too far off the mark of what could potentially be created there.
I think there is equal merit for it being more likely to happen or less likely to happen because of the Lost Galaxy Psycho 2-pack.
Agreed.
And the same with what Immortal Red Fox said of Andros versus Ecliptor, I'm out. I 100% agree, but I think because they just put that one out, we're not going to get it as soon as we would like.
Wait, which one? The Andros figure that we got with the Legacy line, or the 2-pack, the Ginga 2?
A 2-pack with potentially Ecliptor.
Gotcha.
And In Space.
Silver Breath would be the Silver Ranger. Yeah, we do need a Silver Ranger because when they redid them for the Legacy line, we never got Silver. And actually, as we talk about this, he's not on here, but if Silver in Space shows up, that would make me happy, but also not surprise me.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, he might even, if I was going to do it, he might replace Ninja Storm Green for me. Possibly.
Yeah. The thing that, looking at the list now completed.
Yes.
There's so many arguments that could be made of swapping out Rangers, which is great and terrible at the same time.
Yes. And actually, real quick, I want to address, because Real Babu said 3 pink Rangers in the wave, which I kind of didn't intend, but that is a lot. And then Moral Crux, too much pink needs more red. No such thing as too much pink, says Matt Connell. I agree, but looking at it, I do think that forgetting about male, female, anything like that, just the representation of one color is a bit much. Because I feel the same way when it's all a red wave,
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead. Let's start. Well, you go ahead and talk. I'm gonna get something ready so I can start modifying.
So there's obviously arguments that can be made any which way of who should go where. I do agree. There's a lot of pink in here, and we have yet to get a yellow Ranger.
Yeah.
So just as much so of where a pink Ranger could go, we could get a yellow Ranger as well. I mean, honestly, with that 2-pack, an argument could be made of putting a yellow Ranger in instead of Cat, simply because we don't have it yet, and then you have to rebuy a Black Ranger.
Yeah, although I really do like the idea of having it be Andros. I mean, not Andros, Carlos. But because again, well, you're thinking like Trini would go there.
Yeah, or Aisha.
But again, I don't know if they want to. It would make more sense to have the Mighty Morphin with another non-Mighty Morphin character, because that's the more saleable, in the grand scale. And I know I keep harping on this, and I hate to say it because I like all the seasons, but it's just true. It's just true. So
the other thing I will say
Yeah.
is we've yet, because the line is still early, we've yet to see anything of comic or video game characters.
True.
The second that is broken, my list changes completely.
Agreed. Well, it's good. I think it's going to be Lord Draken in some form, and then Ranger Slayer. And then, if assuming those sell well, then it's all bets are off. But those are the two that are going to test the waters.
And that's the thing. It could be tomorrow. It could be a year and a half from now. Who knows?
Right.
But I want a Ranger Slayer figure pretty.
I want Ranger Slayer more than Draken because I at least have a Draken from the Power Morphicon exclusive.
Yeah.
So I'm taking Cat out of my list based on everything we've talked about. Who would you take out of your list? Like if we're going to try to condense these into one power list.
Mega list.
Yeah.
Take out Rita.
Really? Okay. That surprises me.
I mean, I think out of those four, you've made strong enough arguments of not thinking that we'll get her as an exclusive. And if we're leaving one or two exclusives, I think some others have.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll take out Ninjor, and we'll say the exclusives are going to be Titanium and a Z Putty. You good?
Okay.
Okay. I feel like somebody said something in chat which was a good consideration that neither of us said, but now I'm forgetting. I think. Oh no, they were just agreeing. Too much pink, which I agree with, and agreeing with you.
Yeah.
So
if we're keeping a pink, we gotta keep
time.
Jen.
Yeah. So let's say if we. Well, I'm going to vote that we keep the Sidarso brothers and get rid of Samurai and RPM because the Samurai hate is strong.
Yep.
And then we'll get rid of the Astronema 2-pack.
Okay.
And then do we want to put Adam with Carlos and call that the other 2-pack?
Either Adam with Carlos or Adam with Aisha.
I think with Carlos makes more sense because Aisha could sell herself. Like the two of them together, that's like putting Tommy with Jay. Well, Tommy and Jason are bigger characters, but you know what I'm saying. It's like putting Billy with Trini or whatever. Like they're both strong enough on their own. Herzuki says someone call Hasbro because Gaz and Bigdawg are solving all their problems. Nice. You keep reviewing this. I'm gonna find a picture of Carlos I could throw up there. Oops.
Yeah. I think looking at our main line. I think we can cut out. I think between Jason and Justin for the nostalgia factor, Jason will win.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I think between the Disney era, I think there's more merit with how Beast Morphers is going. The Dino Thunder White will be redone over RPM Red.
Why? You have to make more of an argument for that.
Because I think a lot of things we're saying are it's either tying into Mighty Morphin or it's tying into Beast Morphers as merit, or it's a crazy fan favorite character that we haven't had yet.
Well, I guess
I don't think that he would beat Dino Thunder White in a fan fight.
Dino Thunder White, his recent crossover with a more modern season was much less than RPM's. RPM was like the main character in that event.
In a season that you said everyone hates, which is why my 2-pack with him got cut.
Right, but the only season that is one of the a season that is more hated than Samurai is Ninja Steel, and that's the one that Dino Thunder crossed over with.
But it was the 25th anniversary, and everyone loved that episode.
Agreed, but what did Dino Thunder White do in that episode? Do you remember?
He was there.
Right. That is the only thing I could say conclusively as well. And nothing against it. It was cool that he was there, but especially, again, looking at it from the point of view of a kid who had never seen it, they're not going to remember that character for doing much from that one episode.
But are we having two Reds in the same wave?
Good point. Okay, you got me with that one. That was a much better. You got me with that one. Okay.
Who's got the ever-long tally of Gazbot versus Bigdawg?
Oh,
I think last week I had 19 and you had 2.5.
Now it's 7 billion to kaboom, as Calvin would say. Okay, so let's we'll get rid of RPM Red. Oops. Did anybody arguing in chat or throwing anything out there?
How about Mighty Morphin Black with Alpha was what Real Babu said. I think Alpha is either going to be a standalone or go in with a potential villain.
He could be an exclusive too.
Yeah.
But if I was gonna put him with a Ranger, I'd put him with either yellow or blue because they were the techie
Blue,
ones.
100%.
Well, but more than black is my point.
Oh yeah.
Excuse me, I gotta take a sip.
Let's see. I disagree with Arazuki politely with her tally. Are you still talking or no, Gazbot?
Hello, can you hear me?
There we go.
Okay,
Now
sorry.
I can hear you.
We're pretty much in agreement on the 2-packs. We're pretty much in agreement on the exclusives.
Yep.
And then we're looking at, we have 6. Oh, well, we're definitely in agreement on Time Force Pink. So we have 1, 2, 3. So we have to get rid of 1. Not
No,
pink.
Oh yeah.
Not pink, not Mighty Morphin Red. So either Korag, Dino Thunder White, or Ninja Storm Green. And I vote Dino Thunder White because we've got
Wait,
one.
why would we have to get rid of 2?
1. We have to get rid of 1. We have
Yeah,
5, and there's only 4 slots.
I thought it was just between Ninja Storm or Mystic Force right now.
No. What do you mean?
I thought we agreed on Dino Thunder White, Time Force Pink, and Mighty Morphin Red.
Yes. No. We didn't agree on that. I agreed that we cross
that
off
RPM would get
RPM.
cut.
He'd be
Okay.
cut because I was on the fence. I was kind of arguing, is he better than Dino Thunder White? And then you said, well, you have 2 reds, and that won you that argument. But that
Okay.
doesn't win you the argument that Dino Thunder White stays permanently. That just saved him from that argument. So we have to cut 1. We're not going to cut Time Force Pink. Well, I'll cut this one since there's 2 because we both picked her. I think we both agree Mighty Morphin Red because there's got to be a Mighty Morphin, and that makes sense.
I
So
like how you cut mine, by the way.
it doesn't matter, man. Here,
I
does
know,
that
I'm
make you
just
feel
kidding.
better? You little
No,
big
no,
dog,
you're
you.
fine.
So yeah, what?
What do you value more?
Loyalty.
Having multiple
No.
6 Rangers
Yes.
or having a villain?
In the beginning, multiple 6 Rangers. Because I like villains, but I would, if they put out a team and never put out the 6 Ranger, I'd lose my mind. If I didn't get the villain, I'd be upset, but at least I could have a full team.
True.
That kind of hurt your argument there, didn't it? Also, if you want to go with that, we have 2 sort of anti-hero/villains in the same wave. So
Here's
just
what I'll
like having
say.
2 Red Rangers in the same wave doesn't make sense.
Here's what I'll say.
You just hurt your own argument. You just killed yourself right there. Go ahead. What are you gonna say? Try it.
I'm really biased and want Korag in and would be willing to get rid of Dino Thunder
Yep,
White.
done.
But I know that
Done.
Dino Thunder White is more likely than either of those 2.
Okay, then Korag goes.
No.
It's one or the other, man. You just made. I was already gonna push for Ninja Storm Green staying in, but then when you made the point of how they're both villains or villainous or anti-heroes, whatever you want to call them, just like we didn't want 2 pinks, just like we didn't want 2 reds. Now we got 2 6 Rangers that are also villainous in some way, shape, or form. One of which has been released recently. One of which, the green one, the rest of his team has been released, and he hasn't.
No, that whole team wasn't released. Only 3.
The core team.
But-
This would go towards filling out that team. All of Dino Thunder was released, and recently. Dino Thunder is the worst pick of the 3 to me.
What was released more recently, Dino Thunder or Psycho Rangers?
Psycho Rangers.
And those 2 have already been re-released.
Yeah, but that's because they didn't complete the set, and so everyone's excited for the new figures. I'm saying keep Korag, and Korag again will have appeal because he's cool looking. Everybody would go for it. Let me go to
All
chat
right.
real quick.
Well-
Matt Claire says makes more sense for Alpha 5, going back to Alpha 5, to be alone,
Yeah.
but if he was part of a 2-pack, would agree with either Billy or Trini.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. Oh, I didn't even see that one. Immortal Red Fox, Phantom Ranger, Blue Centurion 2-pack. I would buy that all day long, but I think most people would need something else packed in there.
Yeah.
I think those sort of secondary like weirdo characters that are some of the favorites of us like are not necessarily like, I can see people going, who is this? What is this from? You know, you put Phantom Ranger in there with a main Ranger, and you put like that's how you're gonna sell it, unfortunately. But I want both those characters. I have both those characters in the vintage. Deliger on that voice, don't fight. Well, it wouldn't be the show if we didn't fight at least a little bit. I mean, we both agreed on Jen Scott so much. Well, let's throw it to chat. We're trying to decide which would be cut. Would it be Korag? Would it be Dino Thunder White? Or would it be Ninja Storm Green?
Mm-hmm.
If it was in the same line, and it would be in the line with Mighty Morphin Red, Time Force Pink, and then 2 of those, because there's only 4 per main wave.
Yeah.
Not an
Who's
exclusive,
losing?
not a 2-pack. Who loses? We got a pink and a red, both heroes, Time Force, Mighty Morphin, and then 2 more slots for 3 more characters. And there's pros and cons for all of them. Let's see.
Immortal Red Fox.
And Real
I
Babu
still like
also
you.
says bye, Dino. That's not looking
Steve,
good.
I still like you too.
Oh boy, I'm gonna put one line through, and we'll give it a second to see if anybody comes to your defense. Oh no, not gonna clear. Yeah.
That's 3 strikes. He's out.
Sorry, man. You had a lot of good points. You convinced me on some of the others, but he's got to go. So
all I will say is if a Dino Thunder character gets previewed in the next 2 months, you best believe I'm posting that on Action Activate on Facebook. So fast. I don't remember if we talked about it on the show, but when they leaked the Lost Galaxy Psycho 2-pack, I sent it to Gazbot immediately and said in all caps, "There are no rules anymore.
Yes.
Nothing matters."
Nothing matters.
I was just so blown away by that.
It was crazy. And then when the blue came out, I saw you and everybody else being like, Hasbro's just dunking on Bandai.
I love it. It's the best. I can't come up with anything that's family appropriate, but they're really showing them up.
Dunking on. They're dunking on them.
We'll go with that.
Yeah.
For those that played Halo, that's what I'm thinking.
Right. I'm thinking NBA Jam. Although I guess dunking is actually from real sports too, not just video.
Exclusives have no meaning in an unstoppable.
That is absolutely true.
It makes me want coming in with the hot ones.
This makes me want to run to Walgreens right now to see if there's like somebody stocking that one they have.
You know what's funny? Today, actually, when I went to lunch with my coworkers, I picked up my comics, and then I had mentioned us going to Walgreens, but we took a little bit longer than expected.
Oh, and it was there.
Did it. And then I thought on the way home, I'm like, would I be late to the show if I went to Walgreens? Yeah, I would.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to be late, that's a good reason to be late, but I'm glad you didn't.
But I would have to come with a figure. If I didn't have a figure,
stay home. Stay home. Call out sick. We're running pretty late. I'm having a good time. Do you want? I'm gonna clean this up a little bit. Do you have any news you want to talk about while I'm doing this?
If
not, that's okay too.
Semi news. So I know in the past we had talked about the current Power Ranger arc in Mighty Morphin and Go-Go Power Rangers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not caught up on Go-Go, but I heard it's good, and Mighty Morphin is good, and I highly recommend it. But what I found out through my pre-orders is that they are doing a full team of season 3, I guess is the easiest way to put it, Mighty Morphin, where they have the foil helmet covers, and they have all 6 Rangers, and I just pre-ordered all of them, and I'm super stoked to have that.
That's pretty cool. How did you pre-order them?
So my comic book store has an app they use called Comic Hub, and they order things on my behalf, but I also have access to go in and if I can search for whatever, and they already pull the regular Mighty Morphin and Go-Go, but if there's certain variants, either I tell them or I can look and just add them to my list.
Gotcha.
And that's what I did.
That's very cool. I did not do that, but I'm okay. It'd be nice if I get those variants, but I'll be okay enough just to read the story eventually, so I'm gonna not stress about it too much. I'm more stressed about going to Walgreens to find the exclusives that I'm never gonna find.
I'm with you.
I think there's some chatter going on. If you could take a look at that for me.
Let's see.
I think it was new.
Nice paraphrasing cue based on a Master Rider quote. Yup, all about it. Everybody's laughing about Airzuki, and she's giving praise back. Immortal Red Fox wants the news. Give us the news. Steve, that she did. She's on fire. Yep, everybody just so much praising. And then the Immortal Red Fox letting us know, if you did not see on Instagram earlier and possibly Facebook, the Immortal Red Fox episode 3 comes out on Friday, August 30th. Cue it up. Get it ready. Also, and don't hold me to this. This is just speculation. But I had heard that if the current episode 2 of the Immortal Red Fox gets past 1,000, that it would be released. I don't know if that's still the case.
Wait, isn't
that? But either way, in the likelihood it is, please go watch it. Get those views up because it is a treat, and I highly recommend it.
I agree. It was very close last time I looked.
Yeah.
No. See, that's what he's saying. They must have hit 1,000 because he's saying episode 3 is going to be up. Episode 2 is already up. That's why I got excited.
But I thought it was. I didn't know if it was. It'll be released in here's a time, or it's like boom, dropping it right now.
The last time I looked, it was like in the high 800s.
Yeah.
Immortal Red Fox could clarify, but I thought the news we just got was that it hit its goal and he's dropping the new episode. That's what I thought was happening.
I think that Irazuki
We will hit
thinks
1K
that
by
my
then.
head is too far away, so I really want to make sure that it's in frame.
I feel like you're being sarcastic and
Going
intentionally
forward for the rest of
misunderstanding her.
Take a look at chat and you'll know.
No, I know.
Either way,
Yeah.
we'll agree. Please go watch episode 1 and 2.
Yes.
And it's awesome.
Yes.
Like it's what
And
we're all about.
And they're going to get better and better as they go along, just like everything does, except for our show, which just seems to get worse and worse.
Yeah, we're in this weird like kind of kiddie pool with waves. They're not super big, but waves nonetheless.
So he just real quick, he is confirming that they're almost at 1,000. So that the new episode will be dropping as he predicts they will hit the goal by then.
Good.
But all the rest is still available on the YouTube channel, Immortal Red Fox. And did you have any more news or? I don't know if I had any.
The Power Rangers original graphic novel, The Psychopath, comes out in a couple months.
Oh, so
very
far
excited
away.
about that. I reminded myself when I was going through those previews. Also, just personal news. So I was on a Facebook group recently, one of the Power Ranger Facebook groups, and I found, still keeping it Power Ranger toy related, somebody was selling Ranger Funko Pops.
Okay.
Now, they weren't just regular Funko Pops, they were custom.
Oh, okay.
So did I tell you this or no?
I've seen customs before, so I'm not sure if it's the one.
I love catching you off guard live on the show. So I got 2.
Wait, you bought the customs?
I bought customs.
Okay.
So
do you have
first
them?
one, I have them right in front of me.
I'll go to a bigger shot so I can see.
Yeah.
Okay, let me pay attention.
So I got these. He had all different Red Rangers, and they were a little bit different. The one I wanted the most, unfortunately, had already sold. He did a really nice Turbo Red.
Show it to us.
I'm going to. Jeez, you guys. So there was a Turbo Red that I didn't get. There was a cool Troy one where half of it was Super Mega Force and half of it was Mega Force.
Cool. Okay.
But what I ended up getting.
Do you want me to try to guess?
Yeah. So it is Red Rangers.
Okay.
And it's none that we've had or you would think. The only one that you would think is Turbo, and everything else is random.
Okay, so you got how many? 2?
Yep.
And they're both Red Rangers?
Yep.
Did you get Lost Galaxy with the cracked visor so you could see his face? Did you get Time Force with the cracked visor so you could see his eyes?
I didn't get Cracked Time Force.
But you got Time Force Red?
I didn't get Wes.
Oh. So you got Alex?
I got Quantum.
Oh, okay. There you go.
So, as you can see, the guy, I don't think made them, but he got them from different customizers, and he would put who made them. But I got this right here. I don't know exactly what mold it's made, but it's pretty cool. These are my first custom pops, and I thought, obviously, with Action Activate, with the price being right, I gotta, do the Vanna White for it.
That's very nice.
But this is
the
one
gun
that
impresses me. The detail.
I know that was the thing, is all the paint and having the gun in there, and even a holster, like just the details. I'm loving it.
Yeah, that's pretty.
So
nice.
that was one. Obviously, I love the Quantum Ranger. I'm a fan of Eric on the show.
Right.
So that was one. The second one, to give you a hint, isn't my favorite character, but I like this Ranger suit aesthetically. And I liked the arc in which, I guess I liked the art, one of the main arcs of the season that they were in.
I would love it if it was Overdrive Red, but I don't think it's
at all. I'm not even going to count that as
okay. Yeah. I'm looking around my room at different Ranger stuff I have. Because you mostly like Red Rangers too. So who is one that is not your favorite? Wow, I'm really trying to blank. Is it a season I've seen, or is it one of the ones?
Yes.
Okay. Dino Charge? I mean, not Dino Charge. Dino Thunder?
No, but good guess.
Okay. I think I'm out of guesses.
It's a red.
Yes.
And it's a bless you twice to Irazuki. I haven't. You've seen it. I don't have a figure of this outside of this pop. And it's a red.
Well, I know it's not Mighty Morphin. Is it Zeo?
No, but that's a good guess too.
I know it's not Turbo because you said.
It's an ancillary season that we both don't love but don't hate.
Ninja Storm.
Yes and no.
Okay, just tell me. There's so many. I'm not gonna get it. I'm doing badly.
Crimson Red
Oh,
from Ninja.
okay. All right, that makes sense. Yeah,
So another one too. It has the built-in stand, which I
I
really
think that
like.
one looks even nicer, to be honest.
It does.
Yeah.
That's part of the reason I got it. Is it looks so nice. And yeah, I don't know if he still has these on Facebook or he had some on eBay as well, the same ones.
Right.
But if you're looking for custom Ranger pops, they look pretty cool. The ones that I passed on are the ones I had mentioned. There was also Wild Force Red, which looked really good.
That was another one I was gonna guess, but I didn't think that was like that cool looking of a
No,
suit.
honestly, it was. Would I rather have Wild Force Red or would I rather have this Crimson? And I think the Crimson looks cooler. I feel like there was one more that I'm totally forgetting. But yeah, that was just a fun little game we could play and ones I wanted to share. And
Yeah, no,
I'm
that
really
is-
excited to put these up there now with my other pops.
I love that Raid is out. I'm like, it's Ninja Storm. It's not I quit. You're like, well, it kind of is.
One thing, since we have been talking about guessing, we've gotten most, if not all, well, we've gotten the core 7 Rangers from Mighty Morphin in pop form.
Right.
We've gotten unmasked of Tommy and Green and everybody else from the original iteration of Mighty Morphin. We've gotten multiple versions of Dragonzord and Megazord from Mighty Morphin, and we've gotten PX exclusive
You're talking
of
about
Lord
just
Draken.
Right. Yes.
What do you think, outside of just a color swap or metallic or whatever, would be an exclusive pop that we might see for GameStop, PX, Target, wherever?
You're asking
if
me
you had
or
to
you're
pick
asking
one?
the audience?
I'm asking everybody. I want you to pick one. If people in the chat want to give what they think or what they want, go for it. But it's something I wanted to throw out in theme with these customs.
Thunder Megazord.
Ooh.
Thunder Megazord. That's what I would like. Well, I wouldn't because I'm not a big pop collector, but I love the Thunder Megazord, so I'd be very tempted to get that one.
I didn't think of that, but they also do have Tigerzord in Warrior mode.
Yeah, I don't love it. I don't love it in the pop treatment. I don't like pops as much as you do.
Yeah, that's true. I also love my Ultra Zord pop.
In chat, some people have been saying stuff. Real Babu was saying no word on next Beast Morphers episode. Matt Kennel says not as yet, Steve. Doesn't sound like that. Yeah, they had said. Well, I think the problem is some of the actors and stuff are like, hey, we're coming back, but they're coming back in France and like other countries, even though they're telling us in America. So originally we thought because of something that Jacqueline Sislowski had said that it was coming back way earlier.
Yeah.
And then she might have been the one again to say like, oh, we're coming back in August. But I think what happened was they came back, went on break, and are coming back again in another country, and we still haven't come back. So what I'm reading now, because I was looking at this before we went on the show, and it seems like they're saying fall again, which is annoying, but unfortunately that's where we're at.
We're close to fall, which is good.
Yeah. And then Matt Kendall Clare, wow, that looks cool. Hunter looks so detailed in that form, as does his Thunder Staff. Agreed. Yeah. So any other guessing news?
Ranger Slayer is my guess.
Okay, gotcha. I would hope that wouldn't be an exclusive, but it's not a bad guess. I've been sorry if I'm been a little distracted. I was trying to get the chart together. I don't quite have it there yet. I gotta put Adam in there, but I can't find the reference I had for it. I'll fix that up and do it offline though, because we're getting near the end here.
One last thing, Ranger related news is you'll help me out this, or chat might. I forget the actress's name that plays Roxy.
Go ahead, yeah.
But right now, she really wants to play Kate Bishop in a future Hawkeye installment in the Marvel movies.
Yes.
And she is sharing everybody's, but it's one of those weird things where she can't overly promote it in some ways, but is really appreciative and really wants the role.
Yes.
So if you see any of the petitions or things to sign up saying that you want her to play Kate Bishop, go for it. She's also posted videos of her doing bow training, her in like fan art, dressed up, and I think she'd be a solid pick just because I love her on Beast Morphers, and it'd be great if she could, like a lot of other Ranger actors, go on to a Marvel property, especially one that she feels so strongly about.
I agree with all that, and it's Liana Ramirez is the name.
There we go.
Yes, thank you, Matt and Claire. Excuse me. So I think you touched on a lot of the news. Let me check. I had a few news things open. I think you hit most of what I wanted to talk about. Let me make sure. Oh, that was just the Gold Arm package if people haven't seen it, which actually some people have already started getting.
Yeah.
I pre-ordered from GameStop, but if you bought it online, apparently it gets shipped to your house because I have to wait another week or two, which is annoying, but whatever. At least I'll get it. It's not. It's annoying, but it's not Walmart annoying. And then they released pictures recently of the shielded Black Ranger that is Walgreens exclusive. That's what we're using for reference. Oh, this show, Brennan Mejia, who I interviewed not too long ago, had talked about a project that he couldn't talk about that he was going to be involved in that was on Snapchat. This is that project. He announced it. Dead Girls Detective Agency Season 3. If you look down here, starring Brennan Mejia. He comes in Season 3. I don't know what his part is.
Nice.
I've never actually watched TV on Snapchat. I might have to check it out to see what's up with that. But if you're interested in him or Snapchat shows, this is their original programming, and he is in that. So that was the project he was talking about that he couldn't mention. Also, this weekend, we will both be at Silicon Valley Comic-Con.
Yes, we will.
I will be selling art primarily, but if I get a chance to, I will try to talk to some of these Rangers to maybe see if I can get an interview. No guarantees. But Karen Ashley, David Fielding, Austin St. John, Johnny and Bosch are all going to be there. If you have any questions, comments, or anything you would like me to pass along, put it in the not here. Well, you can put it here, but it'll get lost. So put it in the Facebook group or put it as a comment on the YouTube. And if I see them, I will try to ask questions if at all possible. There's the links where you can put them. Speaking of which, let me see. That was just Goldar. Okay, I'll go back to us. Speaking of which, at the beginning of this episode, we didn't actually talk about it, but it started with Michael Copon, Time Force Blue, giving us a shout out, and he is the newest interview I put up a few days ago. So you can see the whole interview with him that I did at San Diego Comic-Con, and that is on my YouTube channel, which again, I just put the link up, or you're watching it on there now, and you can check that out. We have a couple more shout-outs and one new interview that we did at Stockton-con that'll probably go up next week sometime. So if you want to try to guess who the next interview is, you could do that too. And yeah, so there's a lot of fun interviewing that will be put up and that may be recorded soon-ish.
Yep. Yeah, Michael's, if you guys have a chance to check it out, he's got a lot of things going down the pipe that he talks about, and we'll see how it all shakes out, but it sounds
yeah, I mean he's
pretty exciting.
Yeah, he's got a lot of I can't talk about it yet, but when you see it kind of stuff. So Brennan's came true, and we'll see what happens with Michael's. So let's see. Yeah, this is the longest episode ever. It's coming up on 2 hours. You and your pop guessing games. Well, that's what happens. We're 2 days late, but you get twice as much of us.
Yeah.
Inferior
and for
quality.
those that are watching on YouTube, I'm really glad that you fast forwarded this far, catching the ending.
There you go. So, but that is, we're going to call it for this time. This has been Action Activate, of course. Thank you for watching. Thank you for following. You can check out the Facebook page where we chat more on there. You can check out the YouTube where we have the interviews, all that stuff. But in the meantime, I have been the Gazbot Knight.
I continue to be the Bigdawg Defender.
And
to the power. See you guys later.
Take it easy. Thanks, guys. And I can't find end credits. There it is.